welcome to Kochana Studio Podcast. My name is Kate. I'm founder of Kochana Professional, nail champion, nail educator, and nail tech with over 15 years of experience. And today with me is Amber.
Hello, my name is Amber. I'm the executive assistant here at Kochana, and I'm also an educator for Kochana Professional. So in this episode, we're talking about the most common shape mistakes that you'd find in the salon.
Yes, and then the questions girls have, and this is what we see when we talk with students on the courses. I think that's with the customers, I would say. The biggest surprise for clients is when we explain them that pointy nail need a length. Okay, so very common, customers ask, oh yeah, can you make my fingers skinnier to file nails very pointy, but I need them short.
There's nothing worse.
Yeah, and it's kind of like yes, we all know that we have different lengths, different shapes in salon nails. Yes, so we have oval, almond, coffin, ballerina, square, and then pointy. Okay, so please remember nails that are quite proportional. So what proportional means, it's kind of like the free edge, the extended free edge follow the natural width of the natural nail. For example, like oval, for example, square. Okay, they kind of nice and quite wide. Yes, so like your natural nail, they can be any length. They can be short, they can be medium, and they can be long. Okay, but shapes that are changing the width, so they go more narrow, like for example almond is a skinnier version of oval. So from the points of growth we create like a roundy triangle. Yes, so nice and soft, not like a triangle but like rounded triangle. Coffin shape, it's like tapered square. Yes, so nice, kind of like a ballerina shoe or the coffin shape. Yes, so it's nice also from points of growth going straight like a triangle without the top. Okay, like proper straight triangle without the top. And then pointy. Okay, so the pointy nail, so it's kind of like for competitions we say like a stiletto shape. Yeah, so it's nice and long. For more salon look we can create stiletto but shorter version. So I would say I could call it more pointy finish. So it's like a triangle, nice and pointy. Okay, these shapes that are changing the proportions, okay, so they go more narrow from points of growth, they need a length. Okay, they cannot be short, so medium or long. Okay, you can imagine, like for example, from this size, a customer asks you for a pointy shape. So what? Will you create a triangle? Like short triangle, like a cat claws? Yes, or for example, coffin as well. You can from point of growth go drastically, kind of like here and then straight on the top, because this will looks ridiculous. Yes. So we need to explain clients that it's not only because it doesn't look right. Yes, we know it doesn't look right, but this is depends on the taste as well, if the customer like it. But we need to explain that if we create this, they won't last, because they need a proper apex, they need proper structure. So if you will create and drastically change the proportions, they will crack. They will crack in the stress zone, and definitely they won't last for the client. Okay. The problem is that the clients very often they don't understand the shapes. So that's another kind of like tip for you. When you start talk with the client, yes, they can tell you, for example, oh yeah, I want them pointy. And then you create a beautiful kind of like a pointy look, and she say, no, can you make it more roundy? Yes, and then you start make them more roundy, so you have to remove the length as well, because you need to change shape. Or very often it's happening that clients say, yeah, I want them square. You create a perfect square nail, and then they look and they like, they're very sharp. Can you actually make them more roundy? And you asked for square, and then now more roundy, and then they end up with kind of like a squoval shape. Yes, so it's like a rounded square. So it's very good on the beginning, so that saves you time either, that when you start filing the nails, yes, or if you work on forms, so from the beginning when you apply your gel, or on the tips you file the tip shape, ask the client after first nail, is this okay for you? Is this what you're looking for? Okay, because then you save your time for the next nails, that you don't have to fix them later. Okay, so that's the first thing. So length is matter, and then filing is matter, or the product application from the beginning, discuss and explain clients the different shapes. It's very good as well. I've seen it to have lots of girls have actually the little kind of tips on the sticks.
Yes.
To file to the different shapes, and then even show French, how the French looks on different shapes.
Very clever, isn't it?
I think it's very, very, yes, very clever. I remember my client, you know, when we have these wheels with the colors. So she said, oh yeah, I want shape like this. So I think it's like this kind of this tips what you apply the color, they kind of like a squavally. Yes, they kind of like a ovally, but yeah, like a squabble. So she said, oh yeah, I would like shape like this. So I think it's good to also do kind of different shapes on tips and have them placed in front of the client, so they can kind of say like, yeah, this shape, and they can confirm, yes, I want this shape.
Yeah, that's very clever, because like that, they don't really understand what they're asking for.
Yes.
You know, so it's better just to visually see what's available.
Yeah, so it's like from the beginning, you know, for you square is something different than for clients, believe me. Okay. Yes. Another thing, question is, so how to make the fingers look skinnier? Yes. So sometimes the customer has quite big fingers, like sausages, and the wide nails. Okay. So if we will make on these nails very skinny shapes to make them skinnier, it actually works completely opposite, okay? The skinny shape will create a visual effect of brings too much attention to how big your hands are and how small your nails are. So it's always better to create something between. For example, the square nail can look quite heavy. Yes, because it's wide already. But the coffin shape, much better. For example, nice kind of between oval almond shape, not typical almond, but not typical oval, but kind of something between. So I usually pinched my oval, you know, so it's something like this will work very good, yes? And then the length, definitely length usually also give nice
illusion.
Yes, visual kind of like effect that they are a little bit skinnier. And definitely, yeah, the length definitely give this finish. But what if the customer want to have the short nails, okay? For short nails, also make the shape that is a little bit, it's not like very narrow, because like I said, you cannot change proportion, but also, for example, square, you can make nice and, how you call it, like taper?
Like a tapered square?
Yes, tapered square, or nicely kind of like pinched. So if you work, for example, with Kohana tips, you have straight away for nice coffin tip that give you, if you cut, beautiful square, this kind of like a tapered square salon look, absolutely beautiful. If you work with forms, make sure you nicely pinch the form, close the form underneath. So when you look from this angle, from the front, you see the free edge is more narrow than actually a natural width of the nail, isn't it? Oval, beautiful as well, yes? And sometimes also we have questions, but what shape would be the best for this type of nail, yes? So it's very old school. Years ago, the educators always explain that the free edge should be a mirror of your cuticle shape. So for example, if you have quite roundy cuticle shape, definitely a roundy shape will be lovely. Some cuticles can be more straight, so probably for this nail also like a squarey shape will be beautiful as well. So that's what we were taught years ago, and yes, I think it works. Yeah, my cuticles, for example, are a little bit roundy, and I love oval shape on me.
Yeah, me too. I think our cuticle shape is very similar.
Yeah.
And I love
yeah.
oval.
When I have a square, I always need the square slightly rounded, kind of like a squoval. Oval, beautiful. And then when I have almond, they look kind of like, I'm not big fan of it. When I have, because my hand is quite wide, yes? So it looks like it's too small for my hand.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And for me, like square, I love the look, but it feels a bit heavy on my hands.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yes, yeah, because your nail bed is quite small.
Yes.
Yes, so always when you do square, yes, it will look, so short square is lovely on you.
Yeah.
Yes, so kind of like short and a little bit tapered as well will be lovely. But yeah, like longer, it looks a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely yes. So kind of like try to mirror your cuticle. Another thing, how you can actually destroy your extensions. Yes, so for example, if you create a nice, everything looks so beautiful and all, but then you do one mistake that can cause, first of all, makes nail weaker, so it doesn't have a strength enough in the structure to absorb all the pressure from using your hands, and then they can look a little bit weird. Okay, if you start filing the nails from underneath. Okay, so what's that mean? If you create nails on forms or on the pinched tips, like we have in Kohana, yes, where you apply and you have beautiful and straight sides. Okay, so in some shapes, like for example coffin, coffin and square, the lower sides, yes, they should be straight to your finger. Okay, so not, they shouldn't go higher and they shouldn't go lower. They should be parallel to the growth of your finger. Yes, if you in almond and oval, the sides, yes, they should go kind of like follow straight with the nail growth and then go slightly higher to the highest point in the extensions. Yes, so they go kind of like nice, kind of from straight to a little bit higher. If you go with your file on the beginning, creating the shape and filing from underneath first before you remove everything from the top, create a good structure, make a nails nice and thin, you will remove sides. You will create, for example, an oval and almond, you will create that from points of growth, the side go completely straight up. So it looks like a little ski jump, okay, without this nice side. So first, so what is happening? You will remove the tunnel. Removing the sides, you removing the tunnel. If we remove the tunnel, what will happen? Nail is flat. Flat nails, it's a little bit science here, okay? When you create nails that are flat, and when you start using your hands, they don't have enough strength to absorb the pressure. If you will create a little tunnel, look, when you will use your hands, the sides on the tunnel, yes, they will better absorb the pressure and make nails stronger, okay? That's why this is important that we do not overfile lower sides from underneath. The same in the square and the same in the coffin, okay? Your underneath filing, when you take a file and you actually go underneath, yes, it's your last movement in the filing schedule. So first you file, when you file the shape, you file the shape to put the file 90 degrees to the surface of the nail, and you file everything what you see from here, not from here. It doesn't matter what has happened underneath, okay? You will check this in the end. Sometimes what is happening, removing the thickness of product, yes, actually the lower sides becomes perfect after that. You're just checking them, just a little cosmetic touch, and that's it.
Sometimes it takes a bit of self-control, doesn't it? Not to
yes.
file.
Oh yes, especially when you create your filing schedule. Yes, so very this what I see very often is on the perfect shape scores that you file and jump on the nail. Yes, you don't have proper schedule of filing. A little bit here, a little bit here, underneath, a little bit top, jump, okay? When you start, and then I show you the schedule, you start to repeat that, and it's so hard. And usually this underneath filing is like going, it's kind of in our head, yeah, I want to fix this from the beginning, because also years ago we were using different tips, the claw tips. Yes, so the sides are kind of like going down. We don't use these tips anymore. Yes, this is like quite old-fashioned, and you have to file underneath, and then the nail is flat and looks straight away like a claw nails. Yes, so yes, you have to file underneath, but not these days. If you work with forms or with the tips are available these days with lovely pinched with the beautiful C-curve underneath, first what you do is filing like this. This is what you see from the front, everything from the top, your cuticles, apex, sidewalls, free edge, and at the end is underneath filing. And one more thing at the end is when you apply your product, yes, in your soft builders or hard gels, doesn't matter. But if you need to file, check first the nails, the shape from this point, okay? So kind of like from the front. Make sure you can even close your eye. This is my little tip. I always close one eye. I have a black glove, so I put the black glove behind it and I check how even I apply the product. If I will see that I have a bump on the one side, before I start filing with my filing schedule, I go with the file and remove the excess of the product. So this bump, what is too much, okay? Then when the nail is kind of product is even, then I go and start my filing schedule. This gives me kind of like good flow in the work, and I know, and here I did that amount of movements, so on the other side I do that amount of movements. Yes, I'm counting my movements. So if you like to see our filing schedule, Perfect Shapes course is the best course to see the filing schedule.
Because every move is intentional, isn't it?
Of course,
Yeah.
it should be with the purpose, okay? We don't file without the purpose. Every move with your file, it should mean something, okay? It should do something. It's not only, oh, I file just to smoothing out, okay? It's everything, it has the purpose. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please follow and like. Today, I wish you a lovely day and chat to you soon.